Greeting and welcome to the Intensive Success Growth. I am your host, Nishant Sharma. Please give warm welcome to our guest, Shevvy. Shevvy is a leadership coach, mentor, educator. Welcome, Shevvy.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Okay. Where was I? Who I was with? And what was the other part?
And what inspired you to do what you do today?
Okay. Well, great questions mixed all together. So there was a time, I have a military background. So, 21 years of military background leading, being, in different stressful environments. So when it comes to work, family, going to school, I'm very driven. I'm a very driven individual, high performer. So when it comes to just kind of checking that list, like getting my master's degree, having a baby, my second child at the time. I was married at the time, plus in this high stress job, and I kept going and going without truly pausing, honestly. And I think so often many leaders and business owners are constantly going, and that's where I was. I was just constantly going, and then one day, too much, doing too much without pausing, and it just hit me. My body, my health kind of stopped me in my track, and I ended up in the ER with vertigo, which I never experienced before. And that scared me because of that emotion, well, that experience. And it was scary because I felt like I was on a roller coaster, like a carnival where I was in a ride, and I was just like going around in circles, and I couldn't understand what was going on. And because I couldn't walk, I had no movements. My husband at the time had to carry me because it was out of control. So ended up in the ER. And because of that vertigo, I, was thinking, is this going to happen again? Is this going to happen with me driving with the kids? So that fear kind of just appeared from that experience, and that brought an anxiety. And because of that anxiety, I was living very, in a sense, not my natural self, which is very bubbly, energetic, go-getter. And because of that experience, it kind of had me to recluse and kind of shelter myself and kind of be afraid to even drive at one point, or even, like the thoughts in my head. So I took control of my own health because I wanted the noise to stop, because I still was, even though that was going on, I was still working. I was still being the mom, still being the wife, still doing it all. So I had to really put myself first. And that's why I decided to just kind of make myself the priority, make my wellness, mental and physical wellness a priority. And from there, I really got into the wellness space first, to be honest, even though I have 21 years of leadership experience and, just knowledge. I didn't think like, oh, let me go with leadership first. It was the wellness, because that was something I was dealing with in the moment. And then I started off blogging, writing blog posts and so forth, like recipes, because I love to cook as well too. And then from there, and I was like, okay, people come to me for advice, whether that's their business, leadership, and different things. And I love leading people. I really do, because I love to see the impact that I can make on someone's life or even in their businesses. And then I started pivoting into more like combining the wellness and the leadership piece together, which I now focus on the leadership and the mindset, even though the wellness piece is part of my coaching program as a whole too. And that's how I really kind of just got into it. It started with more of like taking care of me, like my mental and emotional wellness. And here I am today.
Amazing. So, what are the top three reasons why do people fail?
Why people failed? I think it depends on the individual, honestly. I think it depends on their drive, their motivation. What is it that they want to achieve? And some people get in their heads and they start doubting themselves. They started, bringing on fear because they start talking, self-talk, like, hey, I can't do this. And I truly believe that yes, failure is a lesson, but the individuals who use that opportunity as a failure and don't learn from it, it's more of them self-sabotaging themselves because they're not reframing their thoughts like, hey, this didn't happen because I've had failures in my business investment that didn't get an ROI, but I didn't look at that as that was a failure. I'm like, as a failure, I looked at it like, okay, what did I gain while in this program? And what can I take with me to execute and make my business better? So it all goes back for me is the mindset, how you see and how you act with that from that situation.
What's your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
My failure story. Oh, that's a good one. I don't, honestly, I don't look at my situation as failures because I'm very optimistic. So I do look at, even for my divorce, I don't look at that as a failure. I look at it as, okay, it was a situation and I learned how to navigate relationship in the future, even though it was challenging at times, but I don't look at things as failures. Honestly, I look at it like, for me, I look at my situation. If something did not work out in that moment, I am that person who's going to say, okay, that didn't work out. What's next? What can I do next? So like, I don't sit around, I don't mope around. Yes, I may feel sad in that moment and be like, okay, that didn't happen. Why? And then, but I move on. Like I quickly move on. I do not hold on to anything that's going to bring me that negative emotion because I don't like to live in that negative feeling at all.
What are the top three success secrets that other can model from you?
You said, what are the top three success secrets that people can model for me? I would say being confident in yourself, in anything that you do, no matter where you're at, where you're starting, like really be confident. Say, hey, you may not have the resources, you may not have the support, but push through, continue, and self-motivate yourself all the way through. Because sometimes what I've experienced in my business, sometimes I want family members, especially when I first started, to support me. And everyone is going to say, yes, go ahead and launch the business and do this, and we'll support you. But when that time comes, it's cricket, especially from family members. And you're like begging them to like your posts and different things. But even besides that, I still continue to push through and be confident. Number two is trust yourself. Trust yourself to know that what you're doing is the best interest of you and your business in that moment. And yes, there are going to be times when you will be challenged, or there are going to be times when you make the wrong choice or made the not the best decision for your business, but learn from that. But really trust yourself. And third is be authentic. Like truly be authentic, show up as your authentic self, because you use less mental energy when you're being yourself, because this is who you are. But if you try to pretend and be this person who has everything all together, it's unhealthy for you as a business leader or as a leader in general. So definitely confidence in yourself, trusting yourself to make those tough decisions, to jump into that business, to leave a relationship if you have to change course, to pivot, whatever that is, and showing up as your authentic self. Those are my three things to be successful.
Okay. So, what motivates you within?
Ooh, for me is the impact that I can make, not only on myself, but for my family and my, people, anyone in my circle. Like I am your biggest cheerleader if you're part of my life. Like I am a self-motivator. Yes, I do, I can motivate myself, but I do like people to kind of push me because I'm always pushing and rooting for everyone else. So for me, it's all about just stepping into you as the individual, like just motivating yourself. And for me, just how can I motivate people and help them to create the life, the business, and whatever it is that they're trying to achieve. Like I get motivated from seeing you become successful. Like that drives me.
What's your company motto?
Oh yes. So Mac Leadership Academy is all about creating better leaders so that they can create better teams and better businesses. Because as the CEO of Mac Leadership Academy, we focus on the whole person concept. So it's not just only focused on the business and making the money, but also taking care of you as the leader so that you can lead emotionally well, you can lead intentionally, and you can lead optimally so that you can create the team and business that you desire for your life.
Who is your ideal client?
Oh, yes. Well, there's, I mean, and everybody needs leadership, right? But the two ideal clients that I'm working with and would love to work with more in the future is agency owners. So overworked agency owners and organizational leaders, because they have teams that they are working with, and I understand the dynamics that leaders deal with when it comes to leading a team, the challenges, the stressors. Because again, I have 21 years of active duty Air Force background, so I've been through my own challenges as a leader, leading team, being resilient. So I definitely understand what they're going through, and creating that work-life balance is so essential as a leader. And right now, I believe that many agency owners and organizational leaders are so overwhelmed that they're not able to really enjoy being the leader, because there's so much that they're dealing with, from the team, the deadlines, the tasks, the customers, like everything. And then when you have teams that are not fully connected to your business or connected to the organization, it's hard to motivate them to get things done. So I definitely understand that they're overwhelmed right now, and they need the support of someone like me coming in to mentor and guide them to get them into that space of, hey, I love coming into my business. I'm excited to see my team. I'm excited to see what new initiative they are creating and so forth.
How do you find your ideal client?
Well, sometimes they may reach out to me. Sometimes it's through social media. Sometimes it's going to a networking event. So whether that be a conference, like for example, I'm going to be attending a conference in October with Angelique Brewers. I'm not sure if you heard of her. She does like, help you to navigate, corporate contracts and different things. So that's just an opportunity for me to just connect. Like, for example, last week I went to another conference again to connect and kind of meet new people and see what happens, if there's any collaboration opportunities and so forth. So clients are everywhere. It's just how you go about connecting with individuals.
Okay. How do you handle rejections?
For me, like I shared, I'm a very optimistic person. So when it comes to rejection, I take it as, okay, that did not happen. What's next? Like, I really don't dwell on this did not happen. Again, I'm a person. Yes, I may feel a certain way, but I do not hold on to that space or be in that space and just dwell on that. That is not who I am. My thing is like, okay, that did not work out. Let's get it done. What's next? Like, I am a creative person, so I always look at what's the next thing that I can do.
Okay. So how do you start your day?
Okay, so I start my day, and I'm getting back into this more frequently. So I usually do like a 10-minute meditation where I have to leave my bedroom and come upstairs to like my extra room, and then I journal for 10. I journal, and then I write my 10 gratitude, and then from there I kind of, if I have time, I'll go work out. But then being a mom of 3 kids, sometimes it's a little challenging. So my workouts may be during lunch or maybe in the evenings. But that's how I start my day, definitely with a 10-minute meditation. And then I journal, I do 10 gratitudes, and then work out if I can, or just get the kids ready for school and then get myself ready and get our day started.
Okay. What are you grateful for today?
Oh man, I am grateful for the opportunity to attend a coaching training. It was a 3-day coaching that I attended with a group of leaders, military and civilian leaders. So that was really great. I'm grateful that my 3-year-old did not wet herself at daycare. so so that's a good thing, because we're working on that. She's really good, but for some days she gets in her phase of like, I guess I'm going to show you, teachers and mom, like I'm not going to listen. But I'm grateful for that, and just, my kids just having a great day in school as well.
How young are you?
I am young in energy, young in, joy, ease. I am in my 40s. I will be 41 in a couple of weeks, but I don't feel it because I don't live like I'm 40. I live like I am in my mind. I am young, and that's how I feel. I feel like I am really in my 20s, sometimes 30s, and some people do question like, "Oh, you're 40?" No, Chevy, you're not. But I am, and I feel great. I don't feel my age at all, and I think that's part of how we live life, from what we fuel our bodies, exercise, what we say to ourselves, and how much we laugh and connect with others is so important because I love to laugh. So, and that's part of, for me, is being young.
Okay. You are not 40-year young, you are 18-year young with 24-year experience.
Exactly. I love that. Yes.
So, who is your living mentor?
So I have, they're not in the, on social, I mean, they're on social media, but they're not, anyone big, but I do have people that I've worked with in the military who are my mentors. I have my girlfriends who I connect with, for, feedback or just mentorship. If I have something, and we just kind of do that for each other to support each other if need be.
Okay. So, what advice you will give younger yourself?
Ooh, so my younger self, I would say to let go of certain relationships a lot sooner than later, to save myself the headache, the heartache, the stress. So yes, I will definitely tell my younger self that, to let go sooner.
Okay. How can I support you?
Yes, great question. So if you can support me in a sense of, if you know a agency owner or organization leader who is overworked and he or she is looking for leadership support or mentorship support, to kind of get their lives back in order, in the sense of like really not being overwhelmed and stressed leading their teams, and really creating the team that they desire to help them execute, and trust in their teams, because too often a lot of leaders are overwhelmed because they're holding on to all of the trying to hold on to all the things when they can let go of a lot of it.
What would you like to say about your guest experience on this show?
My experience was definitely great. It was definitely great connecting, especially in the beginning, before we got on, we came live. So it's easy, talking to you, and the questions are very simple, but definitely thought provoking.
What's your final word?
My final word as a leader, is to reflect as much as possible, enjoy life, the ups and the downs. And yes, there will be challenges, but think of how you want to approach those challenges, because from experience, I've gone through a lot: relationship, work, raising kids, anxiety, the mental, the thoughts and all that stuff. So definitely take care of yourself as the leader, because too often as leaders, as business owners, we're given to the family, to the husband, to the wife, to the kids, to the home, to the community, to our co-workers, to our employees, to our customers, that we lose ourselves in that process, like I did. So my advice to business owners, agency owners, organization leaders is to put yourself first. Take care of you, because when you're able to take care of you, you can take care of your family, you can take care of your team, you can take care of your business. It starts with you as the leader.
Thanks, Shevvy, for sharing your wisdom with us on the behalf of our community and team. We really appreciate you. Until the next time, all good wishes to you.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I truly appreciate this.
My pleasure.